Good morning, everybody. It's Nate and Steph from Adventure in a Backpack. Today we are going on an adventure that I lost a lot of sleep over last night because I was so excited to go. We are going backcountry skiing with our friends Sean and Weston. We got in last night and we crashed in their driveway. We didn't crash into their driveway. We slept in their driveway in our van, and we hung out with them for most of the evening yesterday. And this morning it is time to get up bright and early, dark and early in our case, I suppose. And we're going to go inside, we're going to have some breakfast, we're going to let them run us through where we are going and all that kind of stuff.
Their company is Inspired Summit, and they do all kinds of guiding and stuff. So in the winter they do backcountry ski guiding, and so that's what we're going to do.
But we're learning some new things, so I kind of don't know what's going on, but it's going to be a freaking blast.
Yeah, we'll kind of pass it off to Sean and Weston to start actually talking about the adventure, because we're just along for the ride at this point.
Cool, so let's go ahead and head on inside. We're going to get some breakfast, get our gear together, and roll out.
Let's do it.
Here we are in Park City. We'll be going over into Big Cottonwood Canyon. So as you see, we'll park right out here, and we'll skin right in here through the summer trail. Get kind of in here, and then we'll work our way up to George's. Option A is George's Bowl. Come in here, it's nice low angled given the avalanche problem of persistent slab, and that we're still dealing with considerable danger with that problem. The key to success and staying out of harm's way is managing our slope angles. So keeping those slope angles in sub 30 degrees is going to be key for us having a fun day where we don't have to stress out about how much we're threading the needle with that avalanche problem. If we're liking what we're seeing and we're feeling good, another option is to kind of work our way up and back into the alpine here and staying out from underneath these steeper, bigger shots, but maybe working lower cardiac bowl, the lowest angle slopes there. I don't foresee the snow being as good there as what we'll find in Georgia, so we'll just have to see. You don't know till you go. So that's the fun part about getting out and into the terrain, is trying to find where the snow is going to be the best and making your best hypothesis and then going to test it. George's. You can see that we're hitting that kind of northeast aspect with options to tilt it more northerly on that shorter slope. So yeah, again, Weston and I will be just keeping eye on slope angle. But yeah, thinking that, skiing off of the top here is in play, just with our slope angles being in the high 20s and low 30s. Today I wrote, so what I wrote down in my trip plan, and babe, are you up on your trip plan? Sweet. So what do you have what have you, do you want to share our trip plan and kind of what we've highlighted and kind of run through and make sure you and I are on the same page with the plan?
No, you just read yours and I just have Mill D south of George's Bowl, Lower Ivory.
Cool. Sweet. So yeah, so I've pulled out harder to trigger, same consequence if triggered as far as our avalanche problem, inversion, warming, poor snowpack structure. So these are all our triggers, not to scare you guys, but to educate you a little bit. Weather, major things that I'm thinking about is, we're gonna have warm temps, and we're kind of high pressure ahead of the Friday's front, so that to me triggers like that idea that we're gonna have increasing clouds throughout the day. Travel plan, so heading up Mildy South, which we've flown over now several times, to Georges and Low Ivory. Find wind sheltered, low angle, below 35 degree slopes. So, and Weston, and this is where I kind of want to, so if we were seeing more widespread avalanching, if avalanche problems were still considerable, so we're seeing more activity, I would say, below 30 degrees is not steep enough to avalanche. Below 35 degrees, it's less likely to trigger. So given what I've seen, I feel comfortable with, but not going above 35, like that's a hard and fast,
number.
Yeah, that number is not to be gone above, and avoid exposure to bigger terrain above. So keeping in mind what's above us, and then our emergency response plan. So Weston and I have a rescue sled, we have our radios, cell phone service works there, and a heli could fly today. So that's kind of what I have. Babe, is that in line with what you?
I just did BC Lynx rescue sled 2 times first aid, fly day, cells work, battery pack.
Cool.
For backup for that.
Sweet.
That's it.
Do you feel good with our plan today?
35 might be a little, but I get where you're coming from, but I still wouldn't mind sticking to 30, 32.
Yeah.
35 at a maximum.
Yeah, I think 35 is like again, that's that hard and fast, below 35. The big thing about going out as a group, Weston and I are your guides today, but everybody has a voice. So if there's anything that you're like, this just doesn't feel right to us, you guys, we rely on you guys to communicate that to us, because everybody has a veto. Everybody can say, if this doesn't feel good, we don't go.
But no, that sounds good, and there's tons of options in there, and even skiing out the valley's fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's just beautiful in there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then that's just it in its raw form versus graph.
Just numbers.
Yeah. There's surface wind right there.
Yeah.
For birth That's okay.
Easy enough.
Throughout our travels, we're constantly looking to push the envelope of our adventures. This trip was awe-inspiring, educational, and humbling all in one.
We're fortunate we've had the amazing guides at Inspired Summit to push us through this adventure and open our eyes and our hearts to new terrain.
It's funny to think that had we not been with them, we would have never taken this trip. With the high avalanche danger and low snow in the area, our untrained brains figured it to be a pipe dream. Sean and Weston reassured us at every step of the way that we were safe. They taught us about slope angles, warming effects, and terrain traps.
The backcountry of Big Cottonwood Canyon was stunningly gorgeous, and we couldn't get over the natural beauty that was surrounding us. While the resort mountains that we typically ski are beautiful as well, there is nothing that compares to the untouched magnificence of the backcountry.
This trip was one for the books, and we've definitely opened a new can of adventure for the future.